Hello students and friends. Welcome to Homeopathy Medicines. Today in this homeopathic materia medica lesson, I will discuss about homeopathic medicine Calcarea phosphorica. Before starting this video, please subscribe to this channel for learn homeopathy online free and homeopathy materia medica. We need support from you to make this channel more beautiful and more informative. Now going to discuss about Calcarea phosphorica, its uses and symptoms. One of the most important tissue remedies, and while it has many symptoms in common with Calcarea carb, there are some differences and characteristic features of its own. It is especially indicated in tardy dentition and troubles incident to that period, bone disease, non-union of fractured bones, and the anemias after acute diseases and chronic wasting diseases. Anemic children who are peevish, flabby, have cold extremities and feeble digestion. It has a special affinity where bones form sutures or symphyses, and all its symptoms are worse from any change of weather. Numbness and crawling are characteristic sensations, and tendency to perspiration and glandular enlargement are symptoms it shares with the carbonate. Scroflosis, chlorosis and thiasis. Mind, peevish, forgetful, after grief and vexation, ignat, phos ac. Always wants to go somewhere. Head, headache, worse near the region of sutures, from change of weather, of school children about puberty. Fontanelles remain open too long. Cranial bones soft and thin. Defective hearing. Headache, with abdominal flatulence. Head hot, with smarting of roots of hair. Eyes, diffused opacity in cornea following abscess. Mouth, swollen tonsils, cannot open mouth without pain. Complaints during teething. Teeth develop slowly, rapid decay of teeth. Adenoid growths. Stomach, infant wants to nurse all the time and vomits easily. Craving for bacon, ham, salted or smoked meats. Much flatulence. Great hunger with thirst, flatulence temporarily relieved by sour eructations. Heartburn. Easy vomiting in children. Abdomen, at every attempt to eat, colicky pain in abdomen. Sunken and flabby. Colic, soreness and burning around navel. Stool, bleeding after hard stool. Diarrhea from juicy fruits or cider, during dentition. Green, slimy, hot, sputtering, undigested, with fetid flatus. Fistula in ano, alternating with chest symptoms. Urine, increased, with sensation of weakness. Pain in region of kidneys when lifting or blowing the nose. Female, menses too early, excessive, and bright in girls. If late, blood is dark, sometimes, first bright, then dark, with violent backache. During lactation with sexual excitement. Nymphomania, with aching, pressing, or weakness in uterine region, plat. After prolonged nursing. Leukorrhea, like white of egg. Worst morning. Child refuses breast, milk tastes salty. Prolapsus in debilitated persons. Respiratory, involuntary sighing. Chest sore. Suffocative cough, better lying down. Hoarseness. Pain through lower left lung. Neck and back, rheumatic pain from draught of air, with stiffness and dullness of head. Soreness in sacroiliac symphysis, as if broken, escape. Extremities, stiffness and pain, with cold, numb feeling, worse any change of weather. Crawling and coldness. Buttocks, back and limbs asleep. Pains in joints and bones. Weary when going upstairs. Compared calcohyperphosphorosa, is to be preferred when it seems necessary to furnish the organism with liberal doses of phosphorus in consequence of continued abscesses having reduced the vitality. Give first and second decimal trips. Loss of appetite, rapid debility, night sweats, acne pustulosa. Pallor of skin, habitually cold extremities. Thiasis, diarrhea and cough, acute pains in chest. Mesenteric tuberculosis. Bleeding from lungs, angina pectoris, asthma, affection of arteries. Veins stand out like whipcords. Attacks of pain occurring 2 hours after meals, relieved by a cup of milk or light food. During the growing period, many children need this remedy. If the head bones are slow in forming, or do not keep pace with the growth of the child, this remedy is often called for. Where the child is losing flesh, slow learning to do things, slow learning to walk, or the legs are not strong enough to support the body, or it is behind in mental development, this remedy is one to be examined, like baryta carb, borax, pH, AC, nat, M, calc. Flabby, shrunken, emaciated children. Non-union of fractured bones, swollen condyles, are symptoms accepted by all textbooks as strong symptoms of this remedy. It has cured polypi of nose, rectum and uterus. It has cured enlarged glands of the neck, groin and abdomen. Rachitis, with fontanelles open, and diarrhea, in emaciating children. Rheumatic pains in the joints and limbs, worse from cold weather, or in every cold change of weather. Pale, waxy skin, anemia. Growing pains nights in fast-growing children. Physical subjects. Diseases of bone. Easy ulceration. Itching, burning eruptions. Sensitive to cold. Sensitive to a jar. The pains are shooting, drawing, aching, burning, pressing. It has a shaking chill that spreads downward. Dry heat in evening. Copious night sweats. The complaints of this remedy are generally better during rest, come on during motion, and are greatly aggravated by exertion. Stiffness on moving in bed. General bodily weakness. Numbness of many parts. Trembling. Fear brings on complaints, palpitation. Electric shock, so severe that the patient could not remain standing. Epileptic spasms. Convulsions of children, but the remedy must be given when not in the convulsion to secure the best effect. The mind shows above all a tired and weak brain. Feeble memory, an inability to sustain mental effort. Suffering in the head from mental exertion. Dreads mental exertion. Sluggish mind. Imbecility. Feeble-minded children. The child grasps the head with the hands and screams. Thinking of complaints causes them to appear or increase. Extremely fretful. Ailments from bad news, grief, unrequited affections, vexation. She seeks solitude to commune with her thoughts and to shun the exertion of society. Discontented with his own surroundings and goes from place to place. Vertigo in cold wind, from mental and physical exertion, when rising from sitting, when walking in cold air. The head symptoms are still more striking. The dull headaches of school children, always come home from school with headache. The head is sensitive to a jar, to pressure, to the hat, wants it washed in cold water, wants to be quiet and alone. Throbbing and burning in the head. Rheumatic headache, seems to be in the whole head, in cold weather, being out in the cold wind, worse from walking, worse from exertion, worse at night. It has many times prevented hydrocephalus. Frontal headaches, and forehead and eyes worse from pressure of the hat. Perspiration of scalp, forehead cold to touch. Tearing pain in bones of head. Cold occiput. Eczema of scalp. Ulcers of scalp. In children when coming out of brain congestion if there is strabismus, diarrhea, and losing flesh. Glittering fiery circles before the eyes. Pain in eyes from reading in artificial light. Eyes blurred. Soreness in eyeballs. Pains worse thinking about them. Ulceration of cornea. Eyes feel hot. Easy lacrimation. Rheumatic tearing in the ears when the weather changes to cold. Ears very cold. Aching deep in the ear, enlarged, painful parotid glands. Eruption about the ears. Noises in ears after stool. Dry catarrh of the middle ear. This remedy is useful in chronic catarrh of the nose when the general symptoms agree. Polypi in the nose. Icy cold nose. Fluent coryza in a cold room, stopped in a warm room. Epistaxis. Pale, waxy face, dirty skin. Rheumatic face chin every cold spell of weather. Cold perspiration on face. Neuralgia of face at night, in cold air, worse from exertion, ameliorated by heat, sensitive to pressure, mag. P. Is better by heat and pressure. Dark blotches and pustules on the face. Swollen upper lip, painful, hard and burning. Teeth late coming in order soon. Teeth sensitive to touch, pressure, or when masticating. Complaints of teething children. Foul taste in mouth. Bitter taste in the morning. Tongue coated in the morning. Tongue swollen, numb and stiff. Growing children suffer from chronic throat troubles. Enlarged tonsils. Every cold settles in the tonsils, Barry to see, illumin. Much mucus in throat. Dryness in throat at night. Craves salt bacon and smoked meats. Strong appetite. Infants want to nurse all the time. Easily disordered stomach. Cold drinks, ice cream, fruits disorder the stomach, causing pain or diarrhea. Pain in stomach after food. Eructations and nausea. Soreness in the stomach. Sour eructations, nausea and vomiting. Burning in the stomach. Nausea from scraping the larynx or throat. Vomiting in infants, in children, and in pregnancy. Violent pain in the stomach, diarrhea aggravated by the least food. Gnawing, empty feeling in the stomach. After becoming chilled, pain in the liver, soreness, aggravated after eating and by motion, wants to keep quiet. Stitching pains in the liver from deep breathing or sudden motion. Pulsating in the liver. Cutting pains in the spleen. Sinking sensation in abdomen. burning in the abdomen, rising up into the chest, pain in the abdomen ameliorated by passing flatus, colic, followed by diarrhea, ulceration of navel in infants, motion in abdomen from flatus as from something alive, abdomen large and flabby, tabes mesenterica with diarrhea, green mucus and hot watery stools, white, mushy stools, copious, offensive flatus, diarrhea from fruit, ice cream, cold drinks or vexation, diarrhea in the morning in physical patients, very offensive stools, constipation, with difficult, hard stool, bleeding from the rectum and anus during stool, protruding piles so painful that he is kept in bed for weeks, the pain is intense standing, walking, from touch, ameliorated by heat, with general sufferings, every sudden cold change of the weather, piles itch and burn and discharge yellow pus, itching of the anus in the evening, stitching pain in the anus, with or without hemorrhoids, boils and abscesses about and near the anus, discharging blood and pus, fistula in tuberculous subjects, fissure d'anus, with burning stitching pains, weak and irritable bladder, catarrh of the bladder, frequent urging to urinate, copious flow of urine, pain in the neck of the bladder, cutting in urethra, stitching in prostate gland, pain in neck of the bladder before and after urinating, aching in the empty bladder. This remedy has cured diabetes mellitus, violent pain in the region of the kidneys, sexual desire increased, painful erections. It has cured many cases of chronic gonorrhea when the discharge is gleety and there are sharp pains in the urethra and prostate gland. Gonorrheal rheumatism when of long standing and worse in every cold change in the weather. The woman has no better friend than Calc. Her sufferings at puberty when she is slow in maturing are often met by this medicine. From taking cold at first menstrual period often comes a painful menstruation that lasts during menstrual life, unless cured by this remedy. Violent cramping in uterus and groin several hours before the flow starts, relieved after the flow has been fully established. The pains make her cry out. Intense sexual excitement, like platina, gratiola, origanum. Weak, sinking sensation in the pelvis. Prolapsus of uterus during stool and micturition. Uterine polypus. Labor-like pains at the beginning of menstruation. Copious menstrual flow, with very dark clots and membranes. Leukorrhea like white of egg day and night. Throbbing, titillating in external genitalia. Burning in the vagina and uterus during menses. Child refuses mother's milk. It may be given to a woman who has brought forth 1 or 2 children that may be considered Calc. Babies. The next child will be stronger and have a better constitution. It is often observed that this patient scrapes mucus from the larynx before he can talk or sing. Hoarseness, dry, hacking cough day and night. Tubercular laryngitis. Suffocation on slight exertion, or on ascending stairs. In thin, pale, sickly people with dry, hacking cough worse in cold, damp weather and rheumatic constitutions. Yellow expectoration. Stitching pains in the chest. Emaciation of the chest. Difficult expectoration. It is a very useful remedy in phthisis and blood spitting. Much sweat on the chest. Rattling in the chest with difficult expectoration, like coursed. Soreness of the chest to touch. Palpitation, with trembling of the limbs. The back pains are worse in cold, stormy weather, attended with stiffness, and worse in the morning. The back is sensitive to draft. Pain in the back from lifting or straining. Curvature of spine. Tearing, shooting, tenderness and aching in the spine. Soreness in sacroiliac symphysis. Pain in lumbar region and sacrum at the menstrual period. Rheumatic pains in the limbs in cold weather, worse from motion, better during rest and from heat. Trembling in all the limbs. Stiffness after resting, and in the morning. Aching in the bones, like growing pains. Gouty fingers and toes that become painful in cold weather. Ulcerative pains in the roots of the nails. The most severe tearing, shooting pains are in the lower limbs. The probable reason for this is that the lower limbs are always cold to the knees, and the cold parts are always the suffering parts in this remedy. Sharp pains in tendons of the lower limbs. Intense aching boring pains in the knees, and long bones. Pains in the tibia with soreness. Drawing pain in the tibia. Cramp in the calves. Ulcers on the legs, weak, chronic, no granulation. Rheumatism of the ankles. Caries of the os calcis. Stinging and shooting in the toes. Sleepy daytime and evening. Sleepless after going to bed until midnight or later. Very sleepy in the morning. Vivid dreams. Children cry out in sleep. Frightful dreams cause him to awaken with a start. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more videos like Calcarea phosphorica, please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. To learn homeopathy course online free with Homeopathy Materia Medica. Comment us your feedback and what you want in the next video. Like and share this video with your friends and family. For paid and free consultancy online, visit homeopathymedicines.com and maishclinic.com. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay healthy, stay happy.